Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to review the third of the Masterpiece Models Dinosaur 1/10 scale series, and it is the Pentaceratops. This was actually, I believe, the very first of the line. I'm not completely positive, but pretty sure that this was the first in the whole series. And this is the only one that actually comes with a base, which is a pretty cool addition to this model because I absolutely love bases for my dinosaurs. It's up to you whether you want to glue the dinosaur onto the base or if you want him to be removable. Now, I actually had mine glued to the base, actually until I got home today. I brought this thing back home so that I could review it for you guys, and as I was pulling in, I accidentally bumped it with my arm and snapped him off the base, which is only an issue with re-gluing it, so it's not a very big deal. But that actually worked out perfectly in a way because now it'll be easier for me to take a good closer look at it for you guys when I can take it off of the base. Now, as I said, this is a 1/10 scale Pentaceratops, and this thing is absolutely massive. As with all of Masterpiece Models dinosaur kits, this thing, like I said, is gigantic. They're always huge. Being a 1/10 scale dinosaur, boy, that's a very, very big model, and this one here is no exception. This is definitely the smallest of the bunch when it comes to the other two. The other ones were a Pentaceratops and a Daspletosaurus, so those ones were a little bigger than this one, but this one still, even being the smallest of all the dinosaurs that they've made, is still absolutely huge. So let's take a closer look and you guys can get a good idea of how much detail is put into this amazing model. Starting up here at the head, you can see some very, very nice skin folds have been carved out around the mouth area. It's very, very realistic in my opinion. They go and run back the whole length of the face here, back to this little area with that side horn that sticks out, that little bump type horn. You can see that the mouth has been sculpted absolutely fantastic. Tons of detail has been included. This entire model looks super lifelike to me, and it looks absolutely incredible. The nostril also carved out very, very nicely. It looks 100% real. This is what I would imagine a real Pentaceratops would look like in person. Now, as with all of the Masterpiece models, you have to paint them yourself, and I painted this one, so yours can look however you'd like. I'm not necessarily saying that this exact paint scheme is how the Pentaceratops would look, but as far as the sculpt goes, I think that this is probably dead on. The entire sculpt on this is absolutely incredible. It just looks so super real. Looking at the eye, you see the eye is sculpted out very, very nicely, along with the entire crest. The entire crest in this dinosaur looks phenomenal. Just about everything on the entire face is just top-notch. One of the best, if not the best, ceratopsian model that I've ever seen. The horns look incredible as well. Just look at the insane amount of detail put into these horns. And because of all the cracks and crevices running the length of the horn, that pretty much just paints itself. It really does. It just looks so lifelike once you put a little bit of paint on there. You can see looking down here at the neck has just so much skin work and sculpt work of the scales. Beautiful little types of skin folds here. There is just cracks and crevices all over this dinosaur, truly making it look like it's a very large animal. The chest is sculpted out beautifully as well, along with the legs. The legs truly look fantastic. The feet look super, super realistic as well. Everything about this model just screams quality, in my opinion. As with all of Masterpiece models, just look at the little skin folds and stuff here in the leg as the leg is bent. Just so much attention to detail and realism put into the sculpt of this dinosaur. And then again here in the stomach region, just look at the skin folds here as the stomach is all bunched up from the dinosaur walking. As both of the legs here are pushed together, you can really see just how much attention to detail is in the skin folds here. The kneecaps look fantastic. Just look at all these little cracks and crevices and the scale work everywhere. Huge hip bone right here. The hip bone is absolutely massive on this dinosaur, and you can even see the shoulder blades right here in the front of the dinosaur. And then obviously you can see some immense muscle tone here in the legs. The muscle tone looks great all over the place. The sculpt of this is truly top-notch. These Masterpiece Models kits are just above and beyond what you would expect for a dinosaur model. And then you can see the nice little tail here. It's not a super big tail, as ceratopsians didn't normally have very large tails, but the sculpt work all over the whole place looks great. The whole other side looks just as great as the first side. You can see incredible detail again in the mouth. The mouth looks great. The nostrils also on this side look beautiful. The scales all over the whole head, around the eye, everything just looks top-notch. This model really just looks so lifelike. It really, really does. It looks just like a real living dinosaur. And once you add some paint, it's just unbelievable how much this thing truly does come to life. You can see it's got these nice little horns that run the entire length of the crest, and they too are just coated in detail. Very nice skin folds here on the neck again. And then you can see this beautiful leg here as it is extended and it's walking. Very nice muscle tone here and there on it. And then nice little skin folds here in the stomach again. You can see how the skin is starting to be stretched as it is taking a step forward. And then again right here as the leg and the back is pressed out, it is again pulling on the skin. Beautiful attention to detail. And here we are with those huge, huge hip bones on this Pentaceratops. And again, like I said before, the beautiful muscle tone all over, along with the kneecaps in the back. The kneecaps truly are amazing. They're so nicely sculpted. The feet are just phenomenal. I mentioned this on the other side, but the feet are truly sculpted with perfection in my opinion. They just look so real and they are placed perfectly for the positions that they are in. And then again, the tail, the nice little short tail that it's got here in the back also looks beautiful. It also has these little bumps that run the entire length of the back, and they are also sculpted out in different sizes the whole way through, giving it that extra bit of realism. Taking a look at the base, you can see that that also has been sculpted out wonderfully. It really looks very, very nice. What my take on this is that this is probably in a forested area, maybe near a riverbank or something of that sort, and that's the reason for these rocks, because in my opinion these rocks here, these little rocks that are all over the base, they really remind me of the type of a rock that you would see next to a river. And then you've got these nice little trees that they have also sculpted out for you. I tried to add a little bit of moss and stuff on them, give them a little bit more of a realistic look. Then basically made just a little mossy base for the dinosaur to be walking on as it's trudging through what I believe, as I said, to be a forest near a riverbank. But the entire base, as I said, sculpted incredibly, and it is absolutely huge. It's also very heavy, actually. It's got definitely some nice weight to it. So if you do decide to glue your dinosaur to it, it is definitely going to be very, very sturdy. And then over here on the side, you can see that it does say Pentaceratops, and it also says 1/10 right there. So you can see the size along with the name of the dinosaur, which is something that the other two dinosaurs they released did not have, as they did not have any type of a label or nameplate, but the Pentaceratops does, so that's a plus for this one. Now, as I said, the dinosaur is removable from the base when you get it. They are not connected, as you obviously will get this thing in a whole bunch of pieces. You'll have to glue it together and then give it a nice base coat and then paint it all over. At least the dinosaur anyway. The base is in one piece when you do get it, so that's no issue whatsoever. It'll show up looking just like this, but white, and you'll have to paint it yourself. Then you can just take your Pentaceratops, and there are some footprints right here that you just put your Pentaceratops into, basically. They're not very deep or anything, so you just have to line them up, and he stands absolutely perfectly. Now, the overall size of this model, you can see from the tail to the tip of the horn, you're looking at about 27 inches long, and then from the ground to the top, you're looking at about almost 16 inches. You're looking at about almost 16 inches with the tip of this little horn here on the top. I'm sorry if that was a little shaky. It's kind of hard to do this, trying to hold the camera and measure this guy at the same time. Now, the actual base is about 16.5 inches long, and at the widest point, we're looking at about 8 inches wide. So as I said, the base alone is just absolutely massive. So as far as a Pentaceratops model goes, or just a Pentaceratops model kit, or you're just looking for some sort of Ceratopsian model kit, or heck, a dinosaur model kit in general, Masterpiece Models is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. Because although they only have these 3 dinosaurs, they do have other dinosaur-related products, like a Camarasaurus bust, which I am just dying to get a hold of and review for you guys on this channel. But sadly, I can't afford it at the moment. But in the future, I am hoping to get that and review it for you guys. But as I said, these dinosaur models are incredible. They truly are. These kits are just massive. Absolutely huge. All 3 of them are just top-notch as far as the sculpt goes. They're sculpted by a man named Darren McDonald, who is an incredible sculptor. All of his work that I've seen just looks incredibly lifelike and filled with detail, and this one is no exception. Now the Dinosaur model itself is pretty heavy, along, like I said, with the base, so be prepared for your Dinosaur to have a little bit of weight to it when you do put it together. It is made of a resin, I believe. I know the head is and the legs are. I think the main body might be a bit of a hollow resin, I'm not really sure, but the actual body itself was pretty light, but all the other parts like the legs and the head and all, that makes it a little heavier, so it definitely gives it some good weight once you do put it together. As I said, it's not attached, so if you would like it to be super sturdy, I would suggest gluing it, but it's really up to you. As I mentioned before, mine detached itself from the base when I brought it over here to review for you guys, so I will be reattaching it probably tomorrow. I'll probably glue it back on. So I will link you guys in the description as to where you can order this. For the size of this Dinosaur and the price, which I don't really recall offhand, but it's definitely around the $200 range or under $200, this is an incredible deal, and pretty much in my opinion it is a steal, because that is so cheap for something that is this big, and you get to have your creative juices flow and create it and paint it however you would like it to look, so that's always a plus as well. Now, as I said, I will link you guys in the description as to where you can purchase this, and make sure that you check out Masterpiece Models, not only their website but their Facebook page, for all their upcoming releases. So please like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.